all weekend long on cable TV, all weekend long, Saturday and the Sunday shows on network TV. And I mean all cable TV. The President of the United States has been smeared. And it is relentless and it is endless. And I'm sick of it. And people keep judging him, his reaction to this, his reaction to that. Most of us would have a nervous breakdown by now. The constant assault on this president, which is absolutely unwarranted. The absolute disrespect that's shown the office of the presidency and this president. The clear effort to destroy him and everyone and anything associated with him is undermining this country. North Korea has nuclear weapons, thanks to prior presidents. Iran has been and is trying to get nuclear weapons, thanks to prior presidents. China is on the move, stealing our technology, thanks to prior presidents. Russia is on the move, thanks to prior presidents. And day in and day out, we have to hear people like Adam Schiff and others character assassinating this president, suggesting that the Russians have something on him. And then they all suggest that the Russians have nothing on him. They have absolutely nothing on him. If they had something on him by now, we'd know about it. Donald Trump is the most investigated man in American history. He's got committees investigating him. He's got 1,000 newspapers investigating him. He's got a special counsel investigating him. He has a state attorney general in New York investigating him. He's the most investigated man in American history. By every level of government, by every news operation, and they have nothing. This is not even an attack on Donald Trump, as horrible as it is. It's not even an attack on his family, as horrible as it is. It's an attack on the American people. The American people voted for him. And I don't want to hear about the popular vote. That's not what the Constitution provides. It's called the Electoral College. And just because you run up numbers in California, that doesn't mean, oh, Hillary Clinton would have been president. Every single president in this country who was elected through the Electoral College, not the popular vote. So we're not falling for that. You know, he tweets this and he says that and he ought to do this. Every single thing this man does is hyper-investigated. They're obsessed over him. Why does he tweet? Because it's the only way he can get his message out. It's the only way he can communicate with the American people. He goes around the media, and they hate him for it because they want to sabotage him. They're all about sabotage. The media are all about sabotage. The Democrat Party are all about sabotage. Most of the professors who are tenured in this country also are all about sabotaging him. That's what's going on here. Because, you see, they feel they were within reach of their nirvana, of their utopia, of their paradise. Within reach. The great Barack Obama for 8 years, turning the country inside out and upside down. The great Barack Obama selling out America, destroying national sovereignty in our borders. They thought they were within reach. And then Hillary loses. How could she possibly lose? How could she possibly lose? Especially to Donald Trump, this outsider, this TV guy, this real estate guy, this guy who's never been a politician. How could she possibly lose to him? All the money we poured into her campaign, all the votes we got, legal and illegal, all the media supporting her, all the elites, the establishment just behind her, and she still lost. We thought we carried her across the finish line. How is this possible? Something's wrong with the American people. Something's wrong with the Constitution, like the Electoral College. And we have to fix this. And you know how we're going to fix this? We're going to destroy him. And they take this Russia narrative that was hatched by the Hillary Clinton campaign through the Fusion dossier. They take this Russia narrative, run it up the FBI's flagpole, run it up the CIA's flagpole, run it up the National Intelligence Director's flagpole, run it into the media, push the narrative, he wins, and it's been Russia, Russia, Russia ever since. They don't have squat, not a, watch yourself, Mark, not a damn thing. And then he fights back. This is what they hate the most. He fights back. He's an innocent man. He's an innocent man. He hasn't done anything to deserve this. He fights back for himself. He fights back for his family. He fights back for his presidency. He fights back for his administration. And they can't stand it. They thought they would have broken him by now. And another man they would have broken by now. They thought they had him on the ropes. They've never had him on the ropes. They're trying to criminalize his administration. They're trying to impeach his administration if they get the numbers. They're trying to smear it and character assassinate it every conceivable way they can. Iran threatens us and he pushes back, and now we're told that's done because he's trying to distract us. No president has ever been treated this way. Reagan comes the closest, and he's not even close. Barack Obama was treated as a king. You want to talk about dictators, you want to talk about kings. Oh, the freedom of the press. Look what our free press did. They slobbered all over him. All over him. Nobody has done more damage to the United States Constitution than Barack Obama and the judges that he appointed. That's right, and the judges that he appointed, who've tried to undermine this president, whenever it comes to immigration or whatever it comes to. Completely out of control. Completely out of control. I've never seen so many lightweights in the media in my life. Lightweights, low IQ, truly stupid people who claim to be reporters, who claim to be news people. And we know what they do. They all meet in the evening, not all together, but they have their little cabals. They get together, pat themselves on the back. They actually think that they're doing a service to the nation. They're not doing any service to the nation. They're destroying their reputations. They're destroying their profession. They're not even professionals. They're out of the closet, hardcore leftists. Look at that lineup at CNN. It is grotesque for its political bias. Look at that lineup at MSNBC. It is grotesque, filled with Democrats. Appalling. And if there's any conservative platform out there, it's trash. Look at CNN. This fool Brian Stelter at CNN, a lightweight, a dumb guy. He's hired for the sole purpose of trying to take down Fox and Sean Hannity. Every weekend, Fox and Sean Hannity, Fox and Sean Hannity. Like the guy's in heat or something. These aren't serious people, but they're in powerful positions. Everybody isn't engaged in what's going on, so they hear day in and day out, big lies and little lies, and the most disgusting, outrageous things said about the President of the United States. He responds to it. He's defending himself like any good red-blooded American male would. That's right. They liked it when Republicans rolled over. Like Paul Ryan rolls over. Mitch McConnell rolls over. The Republican establishment rolls over. Many past presidents roll over. This guy won't roll over. That's one of the reasons we like him. It's one of the reasons they hate him. And they insist that he roll over. They insist that he balance a ball on his nose. They insist that he juggles when they tell him to juggle. And they have not held back in any respect, even their late-night court jesters. The dumbest, most boring comedians ever. They've destroyed late-night comedy. What other men built, what other women built. Johnny Carson, Steve Allen, Parr, Joan Rivers. Whatever. They've built comedy and they've destroyed it because they destroy everything. Instead, you get these pukes like Kimmel and Colbert. What's the other idiot's name? I can't remember all their names. Doesn't matter. Unbelievable. All right, I just got started. I'll be right back. The media in this country is corrupt through and through. It is ideological through and through. The president is right to call it the fake news. Now, the media, as a rule, not the enemy of the people, but there are reporters who are. When they distort news, when they use certain guests in order to promote an agenda, when they omit certain important pieces of information, when they continue this drumbeat, which encourages guests who call the president a Nazi, who lie about immigration, that we're running Nazi concentration camps and Japanese internment camps. Who's ever heard of rhetoric like this? In news programs. Who's ever heard of talk like this? Have these people ever been to Auschwitz? Have they ever watched a movie about the Holocaust? Do they know what took place? Are they familiar with Japanese internment camps? Do they know who's responsible for it? Do they know what took place? No. They're historically illiterate or they're ideologically driven, either one. That's not media providing information to the American people. These are propagandists who push an agenda. They hate this man, Trump. They loved Obama, and the reporting showed it. Because it's not reporting, it's propaganda. I'll give you an example. Stormy Daniels is a non-story. Stormy Daniels is a non-story. There was a non-disclosure agreement apparently signed. So why is there a story? Because she's violated her non-disclosure agreement. They're trying to embarrass the president. So what? Week after week after week after week, a porn star, the media, mainstreams a porn star, and her crackpot slip and fall lawyer. He was on ABC Sunday with George Stephanopoulos. Why? Why? Is he particularly smart? Has he done anything special? Is he profound? Is there something we need to know? No. Because they want him on national TV. You have a 28-year-old moron, a Democratic socialist, who won the primary in New York City with 16 or 17,000 votes. And now the whole world's supposed to change. She's an idiot. The more she talks, the more it's clear she's an idiot. Bernie Sanders comes in second, loses to Hillary Clinton. He hasn't won a damn thing. He's a loser. Every day, Bernie Sanders is out. Why? Why? Because they're socialists, soft Marxists. That's why. And the ideologues, these statist progressives ideologues in the media want to keep pushing these losers. They're lightweights. They're nobodies. Nobodies. But they want to drive the agenda. And what is the agenda? To abolish ICE? ICE, federal law enforcement, that's trying to find and arrest people who've committed crimes in this country and are here, foreigners who are here illegally, trying to prevent kidnap and rape and the enslavement of people. We should abolish them and what? Strengthen the IRS? A universal basic income? The hell is this? It's not what America's all about. A universal basic income? The latest on the list. Free college? Why? So we can spend more money on tenured professors and expand university campuses even more so they can build more dorms and tennis courts and inside swimming pools? Like we don't spend enough money on these bloated universities and colleges and their tenured professors? And the list goes on and on and on. This is the agenda they push. They don't talk about the national debt. When's the last time CNN did a 1-hour program on the national debt? When's the last time MSNBC did a story about Social Security going bankrupt for an hour? Or Medicare? What, we got to find a porn star to talk about it and dance across the stage? Then it'll get there. Don't hand me this freedom of the press crap. We're the ones who defend the Bill of Rights, not them. We're the ones who defend the Constitution, not them. They don't believe in freedom of the press. They believe in propaganda of the press. Nobody's threatening CNN or MSNBC. Nobody's trying to extinguish those corporations, or NBC or ABC. Who? But how many runs have they made at talk radio? How many times do they attack Fox News? Two small areas of the media. They're the people with the totalitarian mindset. They're the ones with the tyrannical agenda, not us. As they push some 28-year-old a-hole, that's right, I said it, pushing her stupid a-hole agenda. I'll be back. Well, let's listen briefly to the very tough questioning over at Face the Nation Sunday by Margaret Brennan of Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who was brought up in the poor streets of Westchester, New York, and attended college. Yes. And let's see how the media talk to them. Hat tip, right scoop. Cut 10, go.
It's great to see you both side by side. Ms. Ocasio-Cortez, you have said it was Senator Sanders who really inspired you to enter the political race in the first place. What is it like for you to be out there campaigning alongside him? Senator Sanders, Ms. Ocasio-Cortez still has a November race to win. What advice are you giving her? Let's talk about some of the candidates you're out there right now trying to help win. Ms. Ocasio-Cortez, does that populist message bring out new voters? Last week on this program, we had the man you defeated, the New York Congressman Joe Crowley, and he congratulated you on your win. He said you very much deserved it. He also explained two factors he thought that were decisive here. One of them being the year of the woman, he called it, and also the timing of the primary. Are those factors in your view? Well, right now there is a female leader within the Democratic Party, Nancy Pelosi. If you were lucky enough to win in November and come here to Washington, will you support her? So you are leaving open the possibility you may endorse her if you win in November. Yeah. Senator Sanders, Vladimir Putin was invited to the White House this fall. Do you think it should be withdrawn? Picking up on that note, because there is some responsibility here on both parties to protect themselves, it was one of your campaign staffers who went to the Clinton campaign and Obama administration to say there were concerns or suspicions here of Russians spreading anti-Clinton messages. How do you protect yourself in the next race against something like that happening?
Believe this? Those are the tough questions. Almost giddy, almost fan-like. F-A-N. Fan-like. Absolutely incredible. Even now, what did Trump say in his 2-hour meeting with Putin? We still don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unprecedented. Now, don't swallow that you-know-what. Barack Milhouse, Benito Obama, and John F. Kerry, they worked with the Iranians for months and months and months. And we were never told the truth about the deal, the Iran deal. There's still secret parts of it that were revealed to us long after the deal was signed. Did the media go on and on and on that Barack Obama and John Kerry, they didn't reveal these secret deals to us? Hey, what about these secret deals, No, they defended the deal and all the secret deals, even though they didn't know what was in the secret deals. And then Trump comes along and says, that's enough. Like I said, get rid of it. Well, you can't do that, the sky will fall. Meanwhile, the sky doesn't fall. Bob, we got to know what Trump said to Putin in the 2 hours. Why? Because they don't trust Trump. Many of us do trust Trump. Now, why do I trust Trump when it comes to Russia? Why do I trust him? Because of the things he's done. The things he's done. In Washington, D.C., it's more about what you say than what you do. Because that's how those politicians act. Gutless, superficial, self-serving. What Trump has done with the Russians is nothing close to what Obama has done, because he didn't do anything much. Oh, he had some sanctions. Yes, at the very end, he puts in sanctions that are meaningless. Trump doubles down, triples down, quadruples down. Now, Mark, you've been critical of Trump. Of course I have. I've been critical of every president. But I've been much less critical of Trump than I thought I would be. And even more than that, I know why they're going after Trump. Because he stands in their way. He stands in their way to this centralized autocratic regime they seek to impose on us. Obamacare still sucks. People still can't afford their premiums. They still have deductibles $6,000 to $12,000. Nobody even talks about it anymore. People are out there suffering. They can't get the doctor they want. They can't see the specialist they want. It's costing a fortune. It's as if it's over. Game over. Game isn't over. Who says so? It's still a disaster. I'll be right back.